Okay, so we are back for our next color in our second Mia collection, new recipe that we're launching, and I'm going for this mauve color here. So let's get started. When we're making our mauve, we're going to be using a combination of the maroon, the brick, and our white. For this color, I'm also going to make this a cream-based color. So I am not going to be adding any shimmer to this. So when we do that, we're going to again start with 15 milliliters of base. And then I am going to start with my brick liquid concentrate, which is right here. And I do want this to be opaque in 1 to 2 coats. So I am going to start with 3 drops of my brick. Okay, that's about 3. And I am going to stir this up so you can see what this will look like with just the brick. So this gives us our warm base for the mauve that we're going to make. This is still going to be pretty translucent, even though the brick has kind of a medium opacity to the liquid concentrate. Let me stir it up just a little bit more. And then next I'm going to add my maroon. I'm going to go with 2 drops of this. Just the nature of the pigment that is used to create our maroon, it is just naturally a shinier finish. So this will do really, really well in a cream-based polish. Less need for a top coat if you like that shiny look. You might be able to achieve what you want just with this color by itself. And that's giving us a really nice tinted base for the mauve. So I like where we're at with that. I'm going to duplicate everything that I just did because, again, I do want this to be more opaque versus translucent. This will also make it a little bit darker, and then I'm going to lighten it to the exact shade that I want. So again, 3 of these. So that was the brick. So that would be 6 drops total of the brick. And then we're going to do 2 more drops of the maroon. And that's giving us a beautiful, almost very thick base here. And then I'm going to begin lightening this with our white liquid concentrate till I get the color mauve that I'm looking for. So I'm going to start with 1 drop so you can see the difference between this with 1 drop of liquid concentrate. And if you want to go lighter, you'll know how much or how many drops roughly that you'll need to add. The white also affects our opacity quite a bit. That's our most opaque liquid concentrate. So you can see I'm definitely headed in the right direction there. So knowing how much it changed from here to here, I'm going to go with 3 drops next. getting much closer. I'm just documenting my recipe again to make sure I capture all of these. And there we go. So I'm gonna add 3 more of the white. And I'm getting very close to my color. So you can see it's a really nice mauve pink. So at this time, what I could choose to do is bring the intensity up, and that would be to add equal numbers, because this is the shade I want. If in fact this wasn't the shade I wanted and I wanted a more berry color, I would add a different ratio of maroon to the brick, but this is exactly what I wanted in this mauve. Or if I wanted it to be a warmer color versus a berry, I would add more of the brick versus the maroon. But my 3:2 ratio is what I'm happy with now. So I'm gonna do that one more time, and then I'm gonna add, again, 3 to 6 more drops of the white, and I should be pretty close to what color I want to get. So basically, when you're making your colors with your kids, you're just playing with the ratio of the shade that you want and adding enough drops so that you can get the opacity or translucent level that you want. So there's my about 2 drops of the brick. And that's about 3 with that last one. Then I'm gonna do 2 of the berry. There's 1. And these are a little bit smaller drops, and I am taking note of that too on my recipe card. Okay. All right, so now I'm gonna do 2 more drops of my white. I want that just a touch lighter, so I'm gonna do 2 more drops and then see where I'm at. That is the color almost exactly that I had envisioned. I think I'm gonna do 1 more white, 1 more drop of white. If I'm not happy, I can always add another combination of the brick and maroon, but I just wanna play with it a little bit more. And as you can see, 1 drop goes a long way. And that is perfect. Okay, so I'll give you kind of a close-up of this. And we're ready to bottle. Again, you can play with the light or darkness of the shade. You could add a part of your pearl or your shimmer style pigments to this as well. A little bit of the purple could go in place of some of your maroon or the brick styled pigment could go in place of your brick liquid concentrate, depending on what finish you wanted. So again, when we fill, we go about 3/4 of the way up, let everything fall into the bottle before we add more polish to our funnel. And then we do that again, 3/4 of the way full again. And then we'll add small amounts at a time until we get to the shoulder of the bottle versus the neck. So we're gonna want to look at the shoulder fill line versus a neck fill line. And that's because when we put our cap and brush in the bottle, we will have displacement for the polish. And we don't want to overflow. And we're getting close. The best way to tell how close you are is to get down to eye level with your bottle. And we just passed the line there, so we can remove our funnel and cap our polish. And that is our second mauve color here. This looks amazing with the navy and the other sage in this collection, recipe collection as well. All right, stay tuned for our next recipe.